Hey everybody, Dread Joker here, and today we're probably taking a look at one of the 3 biggest high-grade kits on the market. And I am not talking about P Bandai here, otherwise it'd be one of probably like the 7 biggest kits on the market. This is the high-grade 144 scale Psycho Gundam. And yeah, this thing's fucking big, okay? So everybody remember that 1/60th scale Strike I had a while back that I reviewed that I absolutely love? Yeah. This thing is huge. I love this thing, man. I really do. I didn't think I would love this as much as I do, but this is probably one of my favorite, like, holy grail kits. Like, if I find this locally, or even if I find it at a good deal online, I am so picking another one of these up. I mean, it's the Psycho Gundam. We all know what the Psycho Gundam is. We all know what it does. And for those of you who don't worry. You're going to see it soon in a second. You're going to see it in a little bit. But, oh my god, this thing is huge! Like, you, give me a horror or something. I don't care, I need something in 144 scale, please. Just pick one. I'm gonna put this down. It's huge! This thing is freaking massive! I love this thing! And despite the size, you'd think that this does not have, like, good articulation at all, but no, it does! That's the thing! That's the biggest head rate, like, the head turner on this. This thing can move really well! Especially considering it was designed back in 2004, back when they could barely do the master grades right. But this has way better engineering than the master grades at those times. Like, this does a full body transformation without screwing it up. This is the one kit from the Zeta line I can recommend to everybody! Yes! Finally! Oh, it's also, as you can tell, the enthusiasm is turned way up for this one. I love this thing. Oh my god. Like, every bit of yellow on this that is not the front and rear skirting or the V-fin, every ounce of yellow is a sticker. I do not care. This was such a fun build. I picked this up locally for like $52 after tax and discounts, but it was totally worth it. Like, you would not expect this to be this good, but it is. And as an extra bit of detail, like, I'm gonna have to go in there with like a little bit of paint or something like that so you can actually see it. You can come in here and open the mouth to reveal the cockpit. The cockpit doesn't open, but that is so cool! Like, I mean, sure, it's the Psycho Gundam. It's supposed to be big, it's supposed to be menacing, it's supposed to be imposing, but oh my god, this thing is so fucking awesome! And it can transform, that's also cool. That's not really why you buy this thing. You buy this because you want a centerpiece in your collection if you just have, like, SDs and 144s. This is the centerpiece at that point. Once you get the Neo Zeon, this thing's gonna be grappling onto it for dear life, but that's the Neo Zeon for you. For its only accessory, you get this monster of a shield. Like, this thing is so, like, this thing has legitimate heft to it. This thing is so big that on any other kit, it would be completely lopsided. That's why this doesn't have any any torso rotation. Also, it's the Psycho Gundam because of the transformation. Can you imagine trying to engineer that? Total nightmare. They give you, like, mine has a rattling part inside of it. That's because they give you 2 of these handles, and if you put it backwards, this shield looks really stupid because it hangs way too low. It's very oddly balanced. It just, like, so I keep the other one stored in the arm, so that way nothing goes missing. They give you 2 armor covers for these. I don't bother with them because if I'm going to transform this, well, actually, I only really have, you know, I have both of them. I don't have the ones down here on the legs. I got this new. I have one of them for the leg left. The only problem is I sneezed one day, and the other one that was in my hand vanished. It's in my room somewhere, but that describes everything. Like, I'm sure the floor's in my room somewhere, but I'm just going to have to use an excavator to find it. But as you can see, putting this on the arm, this shield is a little loose. But it's a nice shield! Like, this looks like something that could tank the freaking GPO-2 head-on with that nuke and just walk out. A little extra crispy, but it looks like it could just crawl out of that hole. This is a true monster of a mobile suit, which is why mobile armor, but I am so offended. Here it is, 2020, and we still don't have a Psycho Gundam Mark II. Why, Bandai? We will buy it. My god, you put out the Psycho Gym before you put out the Mark II. Why? Like, don't get me wrong. I want to get that Psycho Gym so bad. But why? Why has it been 16 years now, and we don't have a Mark II? We have the metal build. That's not even close. Also, that's not even close in price. You could build a Mark II for the price of just buying the metal build one. But getting the shield off, I just want to show you the insane articulation this thing has for its size. This is incredible. Like, it has articulation you would not expect. Shoulder pads can go all the way up, and they stay there. The arms, all the way out. It can T-pose and be fine. It has a bicep rotation, and it goes 360. The arm, when this goes up a little bit, can go 360. Elbow. Not the best. Not the worst. Icing on the cake. Individual moving fingers. You get essentially 2.0 hands on this. You get the base knuckle and then the secondary knuckle on all of these. Also, detailing these with the beam barrels in here. Nightmare. But it can turn. It flops a little due to the transformation, but you know what? That's okay! Because why? This thing is freaking massive! It's so massive, it's so awesome, it transforms into a giant digi-egg looking chair. I love it. Moving down to the hips, you wouldn't expect this! It has side skirting, and it has front skirting that goes out about 45 degrees, which is just enough to get the leg up roughly 90. Like, if you're comparing it in parallel to the other leg, roughly 90 it goes up. So that is a really good bend, and then you get a perfect 90-degree knee. That is awesome. I love this thing. Like, the enthusiasm is turned way up for this one because I just can't contain myself. I love this thing. Like, this has no right to be as good and as awesome as it is, but it is. Like, this is one kit that they don't have to redesign. That's why I love it. This has no need for a 2.0 or a revive ever. But Bandai, please, if you are listening to this, Mark II, please! I guarantee you, in this market, we will buy it! Just, please, do not make it P Bandai. At that point, we'll buy it from somebody else. Because we're tired of P Bandai. We sincerely are. Moving on. The ankles have a really deep bend in comparison to its size. Like, they're not the best, but you get a pretty good range out of them. So you can pull off some pretty interesting... Like, it can do a basic lunge pose looking. More or less no problems. You're gonna encounter balance issues, but let's see if I can... I got it balanced. Barely. Like, this is one of those kits that you just build, and it might take you, like, 3-4 hours, or if you're my buddy, like some of my friends out in Texas who just enjoy building, like, just enjoy the process, this might take you a couple weeks. But, oh, it's so worth it. Moving into the transformation. And oh boy, I'm gonna have to remember this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the camera first of all so I can actually work with this, because he's going to get considerably smaller, but he's still going to be freaking massive. So I'm going to do this a little bit off camera, so the head has to slide down into the body, as do the pauldron doohickey things, whatever you want to call them, the pads, they go in. The back panel on his back flips all the way forward. This slides down over the top. You grab the front, the red collar section. You bring it back. And I'm sure I'm doing something wrong here. Oh, right. The head's not down. I don't think the head's down as far as it needs to go. Like, when you're building this, it has some unique engineering, to put it bluntly. And no, I think I might be doing something wrong still, unless there's always supposed to be that gap there. Let me consult the manual. Like, it's a good thing I still have the manual. I'm just trying to figure out where the... And nope, there's not supposed to be that gap there. Dang it. So this is one of those things where you do it right the first time, or you're going to have a bad time. Oh, right, I forgot. You slide the head back first. Because the neck's on a weird hinge. So get the head back, down, collar in, down, down. My copy just might be a little touchy, so you know what? If I can't figure out how to, I can't get this part working specifically, so we'll just pretend that I got it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm an idiot. So until you get it transformed all the way, that gap's always going to be there. Wow, I'm stupid tonight. My enthusiasm is being trumped by me not paying attention. Wow, okay. So then, one of the things you're going to do is you're just going to come to the front. You're going to pull the chest, and it's just going to bring this whole assembly out, and then you can see his insides. And, make sure you don't have anybody... Yeah. Bandai, I think you might have a closet pervert working for you. I'm just saying. I know there's no other way you probably could have done this, but I think you need to have a talk with the designer. Because this thing has a wiener. Has a very funny wiener. But then you're going to want to take the leg and make it all loosey-goosey and floppy. Don't worry, there's a reason for this. Take the front panel of the thigh and basically just open it up. I will show this all once I get it completed because there's a few steps here. A few involved steps. Okay, I think I finally got one leg done. You want the leg looking like this. If you think that's weird now, don't worry, it gets weirder. So before I do anything, I'm actually going to get this section configured and locked in, because I think I was supposed to do that first, which probably explains why the whole area keeps flopping, so you know what? My bad. It's going to be a long one, but it's so friggin' awesome! Like, I don't even care that, like, the language barrier and stuff like that, I don't care anymore. I sincerely don't. Okay. Now we've got him sitting. Kind of. He's just got this ginormous gap running through him. So, next steps. Make sure this panel's up. Raise this panel up. Raise the whole, or lower the whole arm down. And I did skip a step. Okay. Take the whole hand. Close this all up. Take this, bring the whole assembly out, and just slide it around till it locks in. The hands then tuck inside, so any people thinking about making some dirty jokes in the comments, please, I'm all for it. Do the exact same thing on the other side. This panel up, this panel up. Make a fist, bring this back, bend, tuck the fist inside. Okay, now we get to bring in the shields. So we're only kinda, like, we gotta put the finishing touches on what can be called Digi-Egg mode. And so what you're gonna do is split the shield. Grab this panel, fold it back, and see? Convenient storage. Put the peg in, or the ball into the socket. Just note, this is a poly cap in here, so don't transform it too often, otherwise this is going to get extremely loose, and you're going to need a heat gun or similar, or even just like glues and stuff like that to retighten that joint. It will get extremely loose. Connect the peg into the leg if it will cooperate. Oh, you can only do so much without stretched arms, am I right, reviewers? Okay, then you lock it in at the leg and at the arm. Oh my god, my arms are so tired. Like, this isn't even worth the payoff, but I don't even care at this point. It's like, I've already started the madness, might as well keep going. And there, after all the fanfare and all that effort, and having two very sore arms, we have Digi-Egg mode. It's so many steps. It's way overcomplicated. It is such a non-aerodynamic design. Like, honestly, I'm not surprised Hong Kong got basically leveled when this thing showed up. This thing can barely get off the freaking ground. Oh my god, I love this thing, and it's still really big for its size. I'm gonna bring that strike back in. Look at how big this thing still is. In its tiny form, this thing is still the size of the Sazabi Verka. And no, you cannot put this up on an action base. Not without buying a custom one off of, say, eBay. But yes, if you're wondering, at the end of all this, what's my rating on this? My rating is, buy it! If you don't have this in your collection, you need this. Even if you're not a fan of Zeta Gundam, you need this! Why? Everybody needs this. This is one of those, like, kits that everybody just needs to experience. It's nowhere near, like, I don't understand, like, some people have, like, given this a bad rap. How? How are people giving this a bad rap? It does exactly what you would expect. It does everything the anime did, aside from the opening cockpit gimmick, which it doesn't need. It's a fucking high grade. Oh, I love this thing. I love it so much, and, like, these stickers are a lot better than everybody, like, says. I'm sure this would be a lot better painted, but they go on easy enough. They've held on over time. I've actually picked this thing up, and, like, I legitimately mess with this. This is one of my desk figures, okay? This is just something I leave out just to futz with. Because I love it. It's solid as a rock. It's a little bit complicated to transform, but, I mean, if you compare it to the Zeta Gundam, you're not really having a problem. And the best part, everything here is here. You don't need beam sabers, because honestly, can you imagine this thing with beam sabers? It'd be like, they'd have to engineer a new beam saber class for this, other than, like, if they're using perfect grade beam sabers on a mega size, they'd have to make mega size beam sabers for this if that's how they're gonna roll. But seriously, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a like, jump down in the comments, let me know your thoughts on this thing, because honestly, I love this. I wish everybody would buy more of this. I want Bandai to understand that they need to make the Psycho Gundam Mark II! Yes! And while they're going at that point, why not make the Mark III and the Mark IV, which eventually became the Moon Gundam? So, just do that! Please! I want them so much! Basically, I just want a bunch of these, okay? I want an army of these. I just want, like, I want a regular Gundam just to turn around and go, ah, crap. I'm earning my pay today, boys. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.